Hello YouTube. I'm here again to do a tour more or less of Parque Carolina, a big park near my house where I'm staying. The best comparison for this park would be probably Central Park. Definitely not as big, but it's more or less the same shape. And it's very well maintained. However, there are some things about this park that make it quite unique from some kind of North American style parks that we're used to. So my plan today is just kind of walk around, see what people are doing, maybe grab some food at a food stand, and you can check out the kind of way that people hang out in these parks on the weekend. So, enjoy. As you can see, even with the pandemic, people spend a ton of time in this park, usually playing soccer. I'm walking by myself here, but it's actually pretty uncommon. People in the Latin culture will usually find somebody to buddy up with, hang out, talk, or play football or something. There are a few people like me sitting by themselves in the park, just enjoying the sun. As you might have noticed earlier, I'm wearing a hat and a jacket that covers my neck because even though it's relatively cold, the sun is super strong. One of the main differences that this has with some of the parks I'm used to in North America, there's a lot of grass, but a lot of this area is taken up for things, football fields, play equipment for children, some volleyball courts. There's a huge focus on activity in Latin America. Over there in the distance, you can see Pachincha, which is an active stratovolcano that neighbors the city to the west side. So I know what you're thinking, active stratovolcano. Why would a country build its biggest city literally at the doorstep of an active volcano? Well, and the short answer from what I got from some people was that the caldera, which is the active part of the volcano, is on the other side of the mountain. So apparently that makes it safer. And actually I plan on doing a video tomorrow where I take a gondola ride up that mountain. And I'll talk a little bit more about the history. But there was an eruption in 1660 that covered the city of Quito in about 30 centimeters of ash. So that was about 400 years ago, so probably it's pretty safe. But regardless, it is active. There's also a big stratovolcano a long way from here, but you can see it from this city, called Cotopaxi. That one's so high that it's got snow on top. And that one's actually pretty active. It's one of the most active volcanoes in Ecuador, with 87 known eruptions. Anyway, continuing my walk. It's a very beautiful view, seeing that volcano in the park. Lots of soccer, right? Football, rather. I think I'll go check out this running track I like to use when I'm exercising. It's just up ahead. Pretty good day for recording. I don't hear much wind. I think one of my favorite, or I guess one of the most unique things I think about this park, and really parks in Latin America in general, is that you'll see a lot of exercising equipment and play equipment. And you'll even get some exercise equipment that's really aimed at people of older ages. So a lot of calisthenic equipment and body weight machines. So you can have the kids playing in one part, the teenagers and adults exercising right by them with some more appropriate equipment. And then there'll be actual machines that more elderly populations can use. So all demographics are covered within a small area, so they can all spend time together and all get exercise, which I just think is really cool. All free, paid for by the government in taxes, I imagine. But that's something that I really don't remember seeing that much in North America. You know, the park will just be a bunch of grass, maybe some tennis courts, a basketball court, but there's not a lot of calisthenic equipment and stuff, which in Colombia and Ecuador there's a ton of. Pull-up bars, they knock over trees in creative ways that you can use this areas for like a lot of body weight exercises. And here is that running track I was talking about, which I was very impressed by, because like a lot of the running tracks I used when I was in high school, when I was competing in track and field, this one is cushioned. So it's a lot better for your hips and for your knees. And it's actually 800 meters. So 2 laps around this one is a mile. So I thought that was really cool. People really, like I said, even though there's a kind of a more, we call it toque de queda here, which is pretty much a curfew, limited outside activity, etc., masks and whatnot, people really do take advantage of the large outdoor spaces to exercise, as well as keep social distancing, which is great. There's some chickens. Don't exactly know what they're for, but yep, chickens on string. In the middle here, you got a lot of people usually playing rugby or football or something during the week, during the evenings. You check that out. Quito really is a beautiful city to spend your time outdoors. Some other cities like Cali and another city I was in, Ibagué, they are at lower elevations, so there's actually quite a few mosquitoes and insects. But here the altitude is so high, 0 mosquitoes. I don't think I've seen one. Maybe I've seen 1 or 2, but they're generally not a problem here. So that's great. Zoom in there, see if you can see. I believe right there in the clouds is what's known as Wawa Pachincha. Either that or Ruku Pachincha. They're two high summiting parts of the mountain. Wawa is on the other side, so I guess that's probably Ruku. And Wawa is the one with the caldera from the volcano. Anyway, hopefully tomorrow I'll get the chance to go up there in the morning when there aren't that many clouds and check it out. I'd say the weather today is pretty typical, although it's pretty warm. The mornings here are usually super clear, very beautiful, nice cool temperature. And then around noon, usually some clouds will creep in and it might rain. So it's best to do some stuff early in the morning. In the evening it can be pretty cloudy and rainy. And cold too. I mean, the city is so high in the air that a lot of the heating, the air temperature really comes from radiation from the sun directly. The air is pretty thin here and doesn't really retain a lot of heat. So once those clouds come over, there's not really any humidity and the temperature drops down to maybe 10 to 12 degrees, which, you know, for my Canadian friends, that's nothing, right? But here they consider that pretty cold. And considering I've been here in Latin America for over a year, now I'm starting to think that that's pretty cold too. I never thought I'd be in equatorial country wearing a jacket, but here I am. Pretty lucky I brought my jacket, honestly. When I was in Colombia, I did not use my jacket once. In Medellin, in Cali, it's warm all year. It's pretty much spring weather all year. Now I'm entering the part of the park that has a lot of exercise trails and like some calisthenic exercise equipment. The running path that goes around this is about 4 kilometers, I think. Depending if you kind of like more trail running or track running, they got both of that here. So I try to mix it up, honestly. Got some family over there eating chicken. I'm not judging. Here we got some tables for doing some ab exercises. It might be kind of hard to tell from the video, but the biodiversity here is incredible. Mostly just talking about the trees. There aren't a lot of mammals running around or anything like that. There's a lot of birds, but there really aren't that many mammals. I don't see any squirrels or rabbits or anything like that. But the trees, I assumed when I came to Latin America, I would see only deciduous trees, you know, trees that drop their leaves and whatnot seasonally. But there's actually a lot of conifers too. And then trees that look like deciduous that are actually conifers. So there's a huge diversity of trees here. Got some pull-up bars. This is where I usually do my stuff after I'm running. This is supposed to be my break day, but I might as well try to lift myself a few times. See what I can do.
And you are the top bodybuilder.
Right, yeah.
Spray my hands down.
All right. That's pretty much it for Parque Carolina. I think I'm hungry. Probably go get some food. Let's go.
When it comes to the day of the contest, I'm his father. He comes to me for advices.